You guys ever go into a Sunday main slate thinking, man, this is my week. I slept well. I feel good. My lineup builds look fantastic. All the stars are going to align. And then the inevitable happens. There is only one outcome when that is how you feel. And you typically have your worst week of the season. But I got good news for you. I don't feel great about week 13. You're watching The Perfect Lineup, where Josh Engleman and myself, Dave Loughran, look to take down a tournament with one of the beauties we're going to build in this here video. I'll lay the foundation, build out the groundwork, send it over to Josh in the single lineup sims to see how we do. And like I said, this is a weird slate. It's a very weird slate, man. You know, you got pretty bad quarterbacks or decent quarterbacks and pretty bad matchups. We're going to pick our spots. We're going to build three here. I'm going to give you a Tails exclusive over there later tonight or tomorrow morning. You guys know where to find it. So let's get to building. And as always, if you want to grab a free month of Sims Max, I did it for Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a good one. We're going to do it again for this main slate. All you got to do is leave a comment down below. I promise this is going to be harder than you think. With which quarterback has the most passing yards on the 10-game Sunday main slate. Leave them down there. You could have a free month of The Sims coming your way. And as always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that hype button. It helps us. Let's go. Lineup number one. Yo, when I tell you there's a week that you don't feel good about, what does that mean? Does that mean you get generic, you stay basic and do what everyone else is doing? No, you go in the opposite direction, okay? So we're going to see if we can build a Josh Allen naked build for week 13. Now, does that mean that when Josh optimizes it in the Sims that we don't get a Buffalo player? No. But honestly, if we have two of them, I probably don't want it. It might be Keon Coleman. He might pop up. He's $3,500 now. He's expected to return. I assume they reintroduce him back like nothing ever happened. I really do. Is it gross? Sure. It might be Khalil Shakir. But I want to start it with this original build. Nobody ran back with Josh Allen. Nobody attached to Josh Allen whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, no run backs either. Just Josh Allen. I think it's the first time we've done it this year. And I want to throw in Adonai Mitchell. Why? I just said it. We're looking to win a tournament, right? This guy has been targeted a lot in the couple games since he's been with the Jets after that Sauce Gardner trade. Problem is, he's only caught a couple of the balls thrown his way. But we're trying to win a tournament, okay? That's the objective here. We want to win a tournament, and sometimes you got to do weird stuff. He's sub 4K on a team that has no Garrett Wilson right now, and is facing an Atlanta team that on any given week could look like the worst overall football team in the entire NFL. Do I think it's worthwhile? Why not? Do I want to add Adonai Mitchell because I like him? No, I want to do it because it frees up cap space, and Josh Allen is $7,500. I also want to do it because we're running back that Adonai Mitchell play with a little secondary stack in Bijan Robinson, and we're throwing Devon Achane in there as well in a phenomenal home matchup against the New Orleans Saints. Give you guys a little data point that's interesting. There are 5 running backs on this slate that have a rushing plus receiving prop of 100 plus yards. That's a lot of players. Yep, that's a lot of players, and we'll get to one of them at 6K in one of the other builds. But right now, we're freeing up cap with Adonai Mitchell. We're going Bijan in this same game with this naked Josh Allen and Devon Achane in a phenomenal spot against the Saints. Run it on 0% randomness. Why? Because why do we need to do it any other way? This is not going to be a popular build.
Another day in the Stokastic single lineup simulator. We're building out some more NFL lineups. We know we love to do it. And Loughy just set us up with something kind of interesting. Josh Allen, currently naked, about 8% owned. We get Bijan and Adonai Mitchell, both sides of this Falcons-Jets game. And then he gave us Achane at the 45% ownership mark. Not that I'm surprised to see that. So we have $22,100 remaining. We've got a few spots left to do, and we're not going to use any randomness. So whatever fits in here is maximizing our fantasy points for the salary that we have left. So when I click complete this lineup, we're going to get those optimal plays, and we'll be able to see which direction we're going. Personally, kind of crossing my fingers we get something from Buffalo, but we might not need it. Turns out we got one. So we're here now with Chris Olave. We've got Keon Coleman in, 5% owned, punt 3,500. I actually love this pairing to go with Josh Allen. Kyle Pitts, shows up. So now that's 2 pieces from Atlanta and 2 pieces from the Jets because we get Breece Hall. So we have this 2-2 stack, but we're not tied to the quarterback in any way. Then we grab the Titans defense. 136 projection, 157 ownership. We're going to click run lineup simulation to find out how good this one looks. And I got to be honest, I love this lineup. And this is exactly what I was expecting. 112 sim ROI, 0.3% chance to win, and a 45% cash rate. We get the correlation with HN and Olave, that 2-2 dueling stacks in Atlanta and New York. Allen does get a little bit of something in Keon Coleman. This is absolutely perfect. Loughy off to an incredible start. He's putting himself into a tough situation though. This is a high bar for lineup number 1.
Perfect lineup number 2. Let's make it happen. This is a build I like. This is one that was popping up in the Sims for me a decent amount. Not the specific build, but this quarterback, and for good reason. Of course, if you guys want to use the single lineup Sims for yourself, or the actual Sims where you can sim up to 10,000 lineups, 50,000 in Showdown, use the post contest sim to see what builds work, to see what the sim ROI was, the late swap tool, the ownership projections, top stack, boom bust, whatever it may be, the full suite of tools that we have for NFL. Well, it's Black Friday, and what does that mean? We've got a sale for you. 50% off. The only time we ever do these great sales is usually like Black Friday or Christmas or something like that. 50% off any weekly subscription for any sport. That is max or core. Link down there below. Click that link. It'll auto load the code GRAVY into it when you check out. 50% off everything. Look, we've had 3 milli winners already this season. I think we've had 4 or 5 on the year total across all sports. You know how difficult that is to do in 2025? The Sims tools are crushing this year. Whether you're a low stakes player or a mid or high stakes player is irrelevant. These tools are for absolutely everyone. And now you can jump in at a 50% discount. So use that link, use code GRAVY when you check out, and you got it. Any max or core weekly subscription, and you're rocking for a ton of slates this week. All right, so I want to go Justin Herbert, and we're going to pair him with Keenan Allen and Oronde Gadsden. You're probably thinking like, man, we're going to Keenan Allen. Yeah, I get it, but hey, look, we want to build something unique here, don't we? And the Las Vegas Raiders are a clear pass funnel defense. Their run defense isn't even that bad. And I know that Keenan Allen hasn't had a big game since week 7, but Ladd McConkey, I mean, think about Ladd McConkey for a second, right? If we want like the full context and not just cherry pick data points, what about the fact that Ladd McConkey didn't have a big game until week 6, right? And he's only had like 3 big games on the year. I like Ladd in these Justin Herbert builds, no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is if you told me you wanted to go to Keenan Allen or even Quentin Johnston, who completely fell off a cliff. I mean, he had games where he was not targeted at all this year. He has multiple games over the last month with 0 receptions. You want to go there? Fine. He had 10 targets in week 10. You see what I'm saying? Like, they could go anywhere in this spot. So if you're telling me Ladd is like 63 or 65, which I think is still reasonable, and Keenan's 5K or Quentin Johnston's 4,800 in a pass funnel spot coming off a bye as a near double-digit favorite, I think you can pick your poison in a spot like this, which is why I say, hey, go to Keenan Allen, go to Oronde Gadsden, because I'm going to have lineups with all different types of variations of builds for the LA Chargers. There's no reason not to. But because this team is never capable of running away with a game and covering these big spreads, I want to run it back with Brock Bowers. And we're going to go double tight end, Gadsden, Brock Bowers in this spot. I like this because I can run it on 0% randomness. You're not going to see a lot of builds like this. Who's hand building stuff like this where you're hand building double tight end? Bowers has been up and down, and it's overwhelmingly negative when you think about the sentiment towards him, the injury. He's had really 1 or 2 big games this season. Geno Smith was sacked 10 times last time out against Myles Garrett and the Browns. But at the same time, is Brock Bowers still an elite talent at the position that they line up all over the field? You're absolutely right, he is. And he is still the number 1 target. He still has, over the last 4 games, 13-3, that was against Denver, 12 and 9 targets. The big game is absolutely possible, and if they keep this close, he's going to be the reason why.
Okay, now Loughy's giving us a much more traditional start. Herbert, Keenan Allen, Gadsden, Brock Bowers on the bring back. Very lightly owned Keenan Allen, I might add, just 6%. And we're not exactly spending a ton of salary here either. $28,400. Obviously, we've got a lot of spots to fill up, but with no randomness here, I think we're going to get a pretty strong lineup because we don't have to dodge any ownership at this point, at least not that I can see. I think we can take on the best of the best, and this lineup will look pretty good. My expectation is that we end up seeing a bit of overlap from that first lineup, but at the same time, we've already taken such a different stand to start. Maybe it'll move some stuff around a bit. And we do get a bit of overlap here. Achane, Breece Hall, Chris Olave, we've seen those names. Browns D goes in. We also punt a little bit more. Get DK, just 7% owned. So we're very different in this lineup, or at least that's how it looks to me. 133.5 projection, 159.7 ownership. For this lineup, we are coming down 2.5 fantasy points. We actually went up 2 percentage points in ownership. This one's going to be a bit lower than what we saw in lineup number 1. Still a good lineup, and I love the start, but we would actually be better off trying to swap out some of this ownership. Is there an alternative to Breece Hall here that we could find? Still really strong, 65% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, 38.5% cash rate. I have nothing else to say. That's a great lineup. I don't need to try to fix it. It's already really good. Loughy, 2 for 2.
And the third and final perfect lineup, of course, you guys know, third and final for this video. I post a Tails exclusive perfect lineup over there. Link in the description. If you're not following us on Tails, what are we doing? All of my bets are free all year long. All of Josh's as well. All of our DFS stuff that we put out, the Tails exclusive for Monday, Thursday, the main, all over there on Tails. I just did a giveaway on Thanksgiving. 3 free months of Sims Max. You tell me you want to miss out on that stuff? Plus, you're getting a ton of value for free. No credit card, nothing. All you got to do is use the link, sign up, follow us with a free account, turn on notifications to get our bets, sweat them with us. Check out the DFS content we're putting out, the giveaways we do. I mean, it's the best thing out there right now. We're building an incredible platform, and I hope you guys are loving it. Tyrod Taylor. We got to do it. Got to do it. He's 40. Dude, the guy's $4,300. How do we not? Seriously, as gross as Tyrod Taylor's $4,300. He's got a little bit of rushing upside. You know, he's got a 19-point fantasy game this year, 14 points against Baltimore last week. Good matchup against Atlanta at home this week. You know, you're inside of a field goal spread in this game. You got to do it and see what we come up with here. I just think you have to. And instead of Adonai Mitchell, we'll go with John Mechie. Why not? Solid game last time out. I believe he scored in back-to-back games now. I mean, John Mechie is at the very least a decent enough guy on a team that has nobody to throw to with Garrett Wilson sideline. And we're going to throw Breece Hall in here as well. We have to. Remember I mentioned a few minutes ago that there's 5 running backs on the main slate with 100+ rushing plus receiving prop? What if I told you Breece Hall was one of them? That's crazy. The guy's 6,000 flat, and on FanDuel, his rushing plus receiving is 100.5. How do we not have interest? His rushing attempts prop is 17.5 this week. Those are just crazy numbers for a guy at that price point, and you very rarely, if ever, see something like that unless something crazy happens and there's like an awesome matchup and another running back gets ruled out late. They mispriced him here. So it's Tyrod Taylor, it's Breece Hall, it's John Mechie. We have to go with the Bijan run back. It's got to be done. There's no Drake London. If you wanted to go like Kyle Pitts, fine. You want to go Darnell Mooney, okay. But that's where I'm going. Taylor, Hall, Mechie with the Robinson run back, because I need something on the other side of this, because I'm not sure Tyrod Taylor is going to be able to do this if they're not either playing from behind or actively engaged in a neutral to slightly positive or negative game script. And then, of course, I got to do it because I think I may have been a week early on Kenneth Walker. All of the signs are there for him to break out. He's still averaging over 4.5 rushing yards per attempt this year. They're still 11.5 point favorites with a gigantic implied total at home against Minnesota. And I respect Minnesota's D, don't get me wrong. But Walker scored 1 touchdown since week 4. I mean, it's coming, right? And if it's not this week, we'll take a look next week. He's down to $5,300 now. So you're getting a huge, huge discount or decrease in price point over the previous however many weeks. We're going 3 running backs here. We're running it on 5% randomness, and Josh is going to do the rest of the work with the single lineup sims.
All right, Loughy, set us up for our final lineup. But before we get there, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell, promo code GRAVY in the description. You don't want to miss any of it. We see our boy Breece Hall again, but he's coming along with Mechie. He's coming along with Tyrod Taylor. So 5% owned, 10% owned. Very nice start. Only 4,300 for Tyrod Taylor. Bijan in as well. Kenneth Walker in 5,300, about 22% ownership. 22,100 remaining. 4 more spots to go. 5% randomness when we complete this lineup. This should be the most different that we've had so far. And that's sort of true. We end up getting Jackson Smith and Jigba, which I love to see. Although a $9,500 price tag is scary at 25% ownership, but the way that he's playing, he absolutely deserves it. Chris Olave is in. We've seen his name before. Kyle Pitts is in. And that's an interesting piece because we already were stacking up this game. We already had these pieces. Pitts just comes into it naturally. We finish it off with Titans D, 135.4 projection, 152 ownership. We are about a point below lineup number 1, 5 percentage points in ownership. Stands to reason this is going to be 100% sim ROI lineup, and Loughy gave you 2 of them. Time to find out if that's true. Oh, so close. 76% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, and a 41% cash rate. Either way, 3 powerful lineups. And that first one, I actually think you can make little moves off of that lineup a few times and keep it in that 80 to 120% range. So if you like that lineup and you're looking at like a 3 max or a 5 max on Sunday, I think that's a lineup that you could take, tweak, and play in a couple different versions, but not get too different from that original set. Either way, get in the single lineup sim using that promo code GRAVY, or just come on in whenever you want. It's always a good time at Stokastic. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourselves. And by enjoy yourselves, I mean grab a perfect lineup, play it, tag us when you win. 27 of you took Hunter Henry last week, week 12, highest scoring tight end, and now we've got a jam-packed wheel spin. So I'm clicking it right now. If your name is the one that pops up at the end, take a screenshot when it does. Email support@stokastic.com to claim that free week. And that is friend of the program, Loughran. Loughran, I hope you see this. Congratulations. You won. You know what to do. Email support@stokastic.com. Love it.